Hey, good morning. Welcome to another week of Morning Momentum. Today and through this week, we're going to continue in the theme that we started last week in how to identify and prioritize life's challenges. This week, we're going to shift gears a little bit. Last week was very introspective. This week is maybe still a little introspective, but more than just giftings and tendencies. Now we're going to talk about passions, things that we enjoy in life, things that kind of those likes and dislikes that will help us to prioritize. So get ready. We're going to dive in on this Monday morning as we begin this week of Morning Momentum. I want to begin with this very important question. How would you fight a giant? In modern warfare, I would choose to fight a giant with the weapon that kept me as far from him as possible. But in the day that David fought Goliath, warfare was mostly accomplished with close quarters skirmishes and hand-to-hand combat. The prevailing mindset of that day seemed to be your best chance of survival was to be covered in strong armor that would deflect the blows of the adversary. However, we read the account of David's battle with Goliath in 1 Samuel chapter 17, and we find that David rejects the warfare and the weaponry that would have been the obvious choice and chose instead to fight armed with nothing more than a sling and a few stones. It would appear that David's selection of weaponry was a terrible choice, as Goliath was covered, the Bible tells us, from head to toe in armor, and the hurled stone that David was choosing as a weapon would be rendered ineffective. Now we know in the end the sling and the stone did indeed bring down the giant and that David was victorious. When presented with the choice to cover himself in armor and fight Goliath in the contemporary method of warfare or choose the slingshot approach, David's reasoning was that he had proven the sling but was inexperienced with the armor. Further understanding would lead us to know that prior to his battle with and victory over Goliath, he had spent his days in the meadows of Bethlehem shepherding sheep. Undoubtedly, while all alone in the pasture, watching sheep, David had spent hour after hour whirling the sling above his head and letting stones fly toward distant targets. We should understand that he didn't just wake up the morning of his battle against Goliath and decide, hey, I think I'll fight the biggest fight of my life with a sling. I think that will make for a very motivational story for those that read it in years to come, and so I'm going to choose to use the sling. No, David chose his challenge based upon what he already enjoyed doing. Now understand that there are times in life we have to do things that we don't enjoy. I don't enjoy taking the trash out, but I still do it. I don't enjoy paying taxes, but it's still a requirement. So please don't mistake this as being the golden rule of choosing what challenges you will accept and those that you will decline. However, when we are being led toward great life-defining challenges, this is certainly a principle that we should consider. If someone tells you that I enrolled in a skydiving class or I signed up for a bungee jumping excursion, I assure you they are lying to you. I do not enjoy either of those activities. Now, if that same person told you that they spotted me in Williamsburg at Emily's Donut Shop or perhaps Duck Donuts, and I was taking on the challenge to eat an entire dozen donuts by myself, well, there's probably more fact than fiction involved in that story. As you prepare to weigh out the challenges that you will accept this month, this week, today, consider, is this something that I enjoy? The reality is that my success or my failure is likely to be enhanced or hindered depending on how I answer that question. If I don't enjoy it, how likely am I to remain committed? If I don't enjoy it, how likely am I going to make how likely am I to make the sacrifices that are necessary to succeed? So what do you enjoy doing? What challenges lie before you that you actually enjoy undertaking? Yes, you're still going to have to take out the trash, and yes, you'll still have to pay taxes, but by following the path of what you enjoy, this may just be some giant's worst nightmare waiting to happen.